January.
Just a month, right?
Just 31 harmless little days. Harmless. Until you realize that your entire 2026 is quietly forming inside them. While you're busy convincing yourself, you'll start fresh next month. Funny, isn't it? You keep telling yourself that time is on your side, while time is sharpening a knife behind your back. Let me guess. You think change happens in December, or maybe on your birthday, or maybe on some magical Monday that never actually shows up, because that feels comfortable. Because facing the truth in January feels dangerous. And it should, because January isn't just a month. It's a psychological factory. And right now, it's manufacturing the version of you that you'll be stuck with for the rest of 2026, whether you like it or not. You see, your brain doesn't wait for motivation. It studies your behavior. Quietly. Judging. Taking notes. It watches what you do when nobody forces you. It records the patterns you repeat. When the year is new, and nobody knows who you're going to become yet, and whatever you repeat in January becomes your identity. Oh, you planned to wake up early but didn't? Interesting. Brain writes, "We are not a disciplined person." You planned to work on your goals but scrolled for 3 hours instead? Brain writes, "We are a comfort addict." You told yourself, "I'll do it tomorrow again?" Brain underlines it in bold. We are a procrastinator. Your brain doesn't care about your dreams. It cares about evidence. And January is when it collects the most evidence about who you really are. People don't fail in December. They fail quietly in January. That's when the fate gets sealed. While everyone is proudly posting their fake New Year, New Me quotes, they're secretly repeating the same weak patterns. Same sleep schedule. Same fear. Same excuses. Same avoidance. And then they act shocked in June, when nothing has changed. Really? You're shocked? You trained your brain in January to stay small. Of course your life stayed small. Here's the dark part nobody talks about. January is when your standards either rise or die. This is the month when you subconsciously decide what kind of suffering you're willing to accept. For the rest of the year, you either choose the pain of discipline or you lock yourself into the pain of regret. And spoiler alert, one of them is much more humiliating. The scary thing? You probably won't even notice the choice. While it's happening, it's not dramatic. It's silent. It's choosing your bed over your future. It's choosing comfort over curiosity. It's choosing scrolling over silence. It's choosing distraction over discomfort. Small decisions, tiny betrayals, but repeated every single day. Your future self is watching, not cheering, staring, judging, because they know exactly when things started going wrong. January. That's when you taught yourself what you deserved. Let's be brutally honest. You don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your standards. And standards are built when no one is watching. And nothing feels urgent. That's why January is terrifying. There's no pressure, no deadlines, no panic. Just you and your habits. And that's when you reveal who you really are. People who win 2026 didn't suddenly wake up powerful in July. They were boringly disciplined in January, quietly consistent, silently focused, painfully uncomfortable, while everyone else was telling jokes about, "Year just started and I'm already tired." You see the difference? Some people treat January like a reset. Others treat it like a warning sign. The funny part? You think your big life-changing moment will arrive dramatically. Maybe in a breakdown. Maybe after heartbreak. Maybe after hitting rock bottom. But for most people, it never comes. Their life just fades. Softly. Comfortably. Without noise. And that fading? It starts in January. This is the month that quietly builds momentum for the rest of the year. If you waste it, you won't suddenly recover in March. You'll just drift. That's not a motivational speech. That's a psychological pattern. That's how the brain works. Neural pathways don't care about your excuses. They care about repetition. And right now, you're repeating something, even if you pretend you're not. So what are you training? The identity of someone who escapes? Or someone who confronts? Someone who numbs? Or someone who builds? Someone who avoids silence? Or someone who uses it as a weapon? Because 2026 isn't decided by your dreams. It's decided by your discipline. In a boring, cold, ordinary January. Let's add a little sarcasm, shall we? You can keep saying, "This year will be different." You can keep waiting for motivation to fall from the sky. You can keep romanticizing your future self, while destroying your present one. It's very poetic, very dramatic, very useless. You don't need inspiration. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need aesthetic routines or fancy journals. You need to stop lying to yourself. That's the real January challenge. Not waking up early. Not hitting the gym. Not drinking more water. It's looking at your own patterns and admitting, "I have been sabotaging myself." That's hard. That's dark. That's uncomfortable. Which is exactly why it works. Because growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from friction, from silence, from boredom, from discipline when nobody claps. And if you can survive January like that, 2026 won't feel like a surprise. It will feel like something you earned. But if you treat January like a joke, 2026 will treat you like one. Not in a funny way. In a quiet, embarrassing, "I wasted another year" way. And the scariest part? You won't even remember when it started going wrong. But now you know. It started here. In January. So the question isn't, what do you want from 2026? The real question is, what version of yourself are you training in January? Because whatever you practice now, you'll be stuck with later. And time? Time doesn't give refunds.